Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Grand Slam. It's me.
Episode number 203.
Number 235,685 decimals. That is not a number.
Decimals.
But we are back, ladies and gentlemen. How you been, Robin? How you's doing?
I'm doing good. I've been playing Halo Master Chief Collection, been doing a lot of downloading of other stuff. So
nice.
It's something.
That's neat. And it's the today it might be a long episode, really depends on what we talk about in this one, but it's because our main focus is something that just happened recently. Was supposed to happen a while ago, but they delayed it, and then it came back, which is the PlayStation conference, which we both saw.
Yes,
we both saw the conference. It was yesterday. They finally showed off the PlayStation 5, the new console that they're aiming for this year, right? Excuse me.
Yeah. It comes out in holiday this year, which we already knew that a while ago.
Yeah.
That it was supposed to be coming out at the end of the year.
And
despite the pandemic and such, I think Microsoft and Sony are still going to try to release it in the holiday.
Definitely. And we're just going to give our thoughts on a lot of things that happened in there, how we thought of it, but just the gist of it. And Robin, what did you think about it? Like, what are your overall thoughts with this show?
I honestly really enjoyed it. I was kind of really blown away about it. I know there's a lot of people that are questioning the design of the console itself. But for me, I think it looks really sleek and nice, and I think it looks really futuristic.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me. But oh man, the only thing that I had to complain about it is the very beginning.
Oh yeah.
Because come on, like you can't tease us like that.
Yeah.
So what happens at the beginning?
Yeah. Go for it.
What happens at the beginning of the whole conference is first it shows a montage of the games from the PS4, which I get. It's supposed to be it's supposed to show the closing of the last generation, and now we're going to be showing you what's to come in the next generation of gaming. And even with like the last two games they showed was Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. So then what happens next is the first trailer we see on the screen is the Rockstar logo, and at first you get really hyped because my god, are they gonna actually show like GTA 6 or some new IP or something? And then you hear Michael's voice from GTA 5, and then your excitement level just goes all the way back down.
You're like, oh, it's GTA 5, and it's like, I guess it's cool that if you buy the PS5, you get GTA 5 for free. But I mean, at this point, basically,
GTA 5 is the next Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
They're just gonna keep re-releasing it.
It is at this point, and I mean, it's so I was like it's like you come to the conference to see what they're gonna show for the future of the PlayStation 5, of what they're gonna show, like. But then you go in and you're like, oh shit, Rockstar, and that's how I was. I'm like, oh shit, are they gonna start it off crazy? And then they show GTA 5. I'm like, oh, and then free for people who buy the PS5. And then like, if you have it on PS4, you're getting $1 million a month in the game in the online game. I'm like, oh cool. It's not like that everyone already fucking has the game. I mean, Epic Games already did that shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it was a whack.
To be fair, I don't know. I feel like I would be even more disappointed if they were to show it in the middle of the conference.
Yeah.
Or even at the end. So I'm kind of glad they kind of did it at the beginning just to kind of get it out of the way.
Yeah, imagine if they showed up at the end. I'd be like, oof.
That would have pissed me off so much. Because it would have been like, that's your finale? That's what you ended off with. At least I can say, okay, the actual start of the conference is that they showed off the spin-off game of Spider-Man.
Yeah, which that was like, okay, that's a good way to bring us back into the conference itself. It was like, what you're about to see is all these games running on the PlayStation 5. I do have one complaint with the conference though. My one I guess you could say it's a big complaint, which to some people it can. Most of the games that they showed there it's not as bad as how Xbox says it, but most of the games that we saw here, it didn't seem like they were all pushing the limits of what the PS5 is. But for me personally, I'm not someone who cares for graphics. I'm like, I don't care what system I play the game in, as long as the game is fun. That's what I'm there for. A game. I'm there to play the game. I want to have fun with it. It may be a pretty game, but if it isn't fun, why am I gonna play it? And so, if that's what I feel like they would have shown, but I know some people may be mad about that. I wasn't mad, but if they were gonna show that, they should have at least had a game there that could have shown the power with it. But that's a small kind of complaint with me personally. But I did.
But like, I think one thing to keep in mind with that is that it is a pandemic that's happening right now, so it's going to be kind of hard to show more stuff, and that's why a lot of these games are releasing next year and even in 2022 because of this pandemic. A lot of stuff got pushed back. So I was already expecting, like, okay, we're probably gonna see, if we are gonna see gameplay, it's probably gonna be like indie titles, or it's going to be small snippets from big games, like for the example being Ratchet and Clank.
I was like, for me, I was trying to keep my expectations minimum. I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm expecting this, like Bloodborne 2 or like anything big, because I'm like, I know how it is. I'm like, I know how Xbox conference was, and then we saw this.
If you want to see the power of the PlayStation 5, the good example from that whole conference was Gran Turismo 7, because that just looked beautiful in my opinion. I'm sorry, it just did. It looked really good. And then there was another game that I can't remember. It's a game that it was called Project Anita or something like that.
Oh, the Square Enix game?
Yeah, and that looked beautiful. Like that just looked graphically. It looked. There were a lot of games that they were running on the engine of the PS. They were running on the PS5, and it just looks really good. Yeah. I think the one thing we did, technically there was gameplay. We did see it was gameplay. It was a gameplay trailer.
I will say they did. I will say that they did at least showed, like, some of the games they showed were in gameplay, and I'm like, okay.
I was really surprised with Resident Evil Village.
Ooh,
I know we're skipping ahead, but like that's kind of what we have to do. We're jumping around because there's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
But like Resident Evil Village, at first I didn't even realize it was Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Me
and my brother were watching it at the same time, and he was like joking around, like, "Oh, maybe Blair, what she's doing is like dumb skit and stuff." And then he's like, "Wait, what is this?" And I'm like, and the way it looked, I'm like, why does it look familiar? And I'm like, it can't be Resident Evil. But then I know you did. I remember me and you were talking about it, but I noticed, like, it was just a quick flash to it. But I saw the Umbrella logo. I'm like, oh fuck, this is Resident Evil 8. And
yeah. I, like, honestly, the part that was kind of getting me, like, could this be Resident Evil 8, is because of the villagers. Because to me, it felt very reminiscent of them acting like the ones in 4. And it was kind of like, wait, could this be? It may not be. And then, apparently that was Chris Redfield at the end.
Yeah, he said
I didn't know.
He kept saying Chris, so I'm like, that's all. I was like, maybe it is Chris Redfield.
Yeah, but like it just didn't look like him compared to 7.
Yeah,
because he looked totally different in 7, and that's why I think I heard the name Chris, but I didn't believe that it was Chris Redfield until somebody else said, "Oh yeah, that's Chris Redfield." It's like, really? That doesn't look like him. They changed him a whole lot. But then yeah, whenever it said Village, at first I was like, "Oh, is this a new game? Well, what's Village?" And then it shows 8, and then I was like, "Oh my god!" I jump out of my seat, and I'm like, "Oh shit! This is I did not expect that."
Yeah,
that was really cool.
The cool thing about it is in August they're gonna show more on Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited to see it. I know that
the only iffy thing about it is the date, because when you look at it, it says 2021, but I forgot what the word is on the side of it.
Tentative.
Yeah, tentative, which means like they're hoping for it to be released in that year.
Yeah, I think it's because they kind of put all their eggs in their basket on Resident Evil 3 remake. That I think, and also at the same time, you have to put in the pandemic as part of it.
Yeah.
They kind of got a lot of stuff pushed behind.
Yeah. But other than that, it looked really good though.
Yeah, for where it's at, it looks really fucking good.
that makes me excited. And I'm happy that I'm happy that they stuck with the first person.
That's what they said they were gonna do for this next trilogy, because that's what they kind of made this new trend. So like the first three were kind of. So the first 2 were survival horror. The third one was survival horror, but it was eventually kind of making its transition to it's the action-based Resident Evil games that we've known.
Yeah.
Then start 4, which was a brand new jump and a brand new leap to taking the game to a different direction. And then from 4 through 6, which is the action trilogy, is what I call it, with the best game of the whole series by everybody's critiques, plus 2 shitty games. And then no, a lot of people, because Resident Evil 4 is considered, the best Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
And then Resident Evil 5 and 6 are just really bad. 6 being the worst Resident Evil game of all of the Resident Evil games.
I remember seeing a lot of advertisements for Resident Evil 6, and then when it finally came out, I noticed that a lot of people were giving it like bad press. I remember watching a bunch of like history of Resident Evil videos, and whenever they talked about 6, it was just, I'm looking at what they were showing, it's like, oh my god, this looks really bad. Even how they were talking about the story of it, it's like, that just sounds bad. But then 7 came out, and it was, again, another new leap, and I think they took their inspiration from what Silent Hills was going to be, and they took that approach, and they brought back the horror element, and not so much the action, which I love. And I love it that they decided, let's just go back to our roots. Let's go back to survival horror. And I'm hoping it'll be the same thing in 8. And by the look of it, it looks like it's still going to be that same survival horror, first-person atmosphere type thing. Yeah.
And then there's the rumored remake of Resident Evil 4, which there's a lot of mixed emotions about it. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, that would be so cool to see." A lot of people said, "No, don't do that. You ruined the remake for the third one. Don't ruin the best Resident Evil game." So I don't know. We'll see. I feel like we're still gonna get the action Resident Evil games. They're just gonna be remakes.
Yeah.
So
it's an interesting one. I mean, I know some people. I did hear about that rumor about Resident Evil 4 coming. I feel like that's a long way to go. I don't expect to see any news for Resident Evil 4 remake till like maybe 2022.
Well, nobody thought they were going to see Resident Evil 3 remake stuff until way later. And then like a year later, after the second remake came out, there's already leaks. And then a week after that, they announced it. And it's like, okay. So they said they were working on Resident Evil 3 remake alongside Resident Evil 2. So I wouldn't doubt it if they're already working on Resident Evil 4 remake and they were doing it alongside close to the latter half of 3 and wrapping up.
Yeah.
But who knows? It could be that they have two different teams. One team is working on the remakes and one team is working on the newer on 8 and 9.
Yeah. But who knows?
So,
yeah. But I want to get back to the Spider-Man one because I remember I got real excited for that, and I love how it's I love how they're going with Miles Morales, and I'm like, okay, cool. But it go for it.
It to me it makes sense that they're focusing on Miles Morales. Whether this would have been the second one or it would have been the spin-off that is eventually the spin-off, it just makes sense because the ending of Spider-Man, it shows Miles showing, hey, look, Peter, I got these weird powers. Could you maybe teach me?
And Miles actually has like a different he has a different moveset than Spider-Man moveset. I mean, like different powers. He has like invisibility, he has electricity, and I'm like, ooh, I'm really excited to play a sim like that.
Yeah. I'm wondering how long it's gonna be. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, because I remember seeing it, and my gut's telling me, I'm like, I don't think this is the sequel. This is like kind of like a spin-off game.
Although I would not have been upset if it was the sequel. Because I think that would be kind of an interesting direction. Because you have to know, I feel like you have to know that in the storyline in this new storyline, Spider-Man has already been Spider-Man for like 7 to 9 years.
Wait, hold up, I see my mom's calling me. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, everybody, welcome to the Robin Hour. So today we're going to talk about World War II. Now, in 1939, September 1st, 1939, is when Germany invaded Poland.
Robin, what are you talking? I'm back. What's going on?
Because it was like, you were gone. I was thinking, like, at first I was like, okay, we'll edit this in post. And then I was like, you were gone a bit. And I was like, okay, guys, welcome back to the Robin Hour. Today we're going to be talking about World War II, I mean.
I came in and I hear you talk about like what's going on in World War II. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Anyway, so Spider-Man in the storyline of PS4 Spider-Man, Peter Parker has been Spider-Man for 7 to 9 years.
Also, a bit of a spoiler alert about it if you haven't played it, but I feel like everyone's played it.
If it's been out for a while. If you haven't played it or at least know about the story, then too late. It's kind of like with Avengers Endgame. It's like you had enough time to learn about it. Mm-hmm. It's okay. Like the ending of it, it seemed like, almost the breaking point, and almost seems like, the end of his career. And this is after the DLC. So it's like he's still kind of questioning whether he wants to do this or not. And I think he continues wanting to do it because he wants to train Miles Morales.
Yeah.
So,
for me personally, I'm really fucking excited for this game.
Oh yeah, me too. This is, I think it's gonna be a PS5 exclusive. I don't know if it is gonna come to PS4 or not, but
yeah, they say that it's like it sounds like it, because they made it seem like if it is only for PS5, but the way what I've heard, there's an interview where it's they say it's still in the engine that they use for Spider-Man PS4, and I know that made a lot of people really mad. But I'm like, I don't see what the problem was, because for me, Spider-Man PS4 was still a fucking gorgeous game on the PlayStation 4. Yeah, and I'm like, the engine seemed like they were using it that later on they could just amplify it in the PlayStation 5. It didn't seem like if it was like meant only for the PS4, because it came out a couple of years ago, but this was when we were already knowing that we were getting close to the PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox.
And at the same time, it's a spin-off.
Yeah, it's
not like it's the sequel. Like, I would have been upset if I found out, oh cool, this is the sequel, and then later found out, oh, it's not on a new engine for the PS5. Then I would be okay, you could have at least tweaked it a bit.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm not.
I'm not mad about it.
I'm still excited for it. Yeah.
It's kind of the reason that I'm like, yeah, I'm buying the PS5.
I was still waiting on right now. I'm leaning towards PS5 a bit more because I also found out, because I have a PlayStation VR. I found out that is compatible with the PlayStation 5.
Oh, nice.
So if that's making me lean towards to getting it. That with that alone. Now I'm like hoping we need to wait on the price.
Yeah.
So
they have leaked the price. Some people say that the price was leaked on Amazon with $760.
Okay, that may be for the disc drive version, and I know that's going to piss a lot of people off but at the same time,
oh yeah, I've been seeing a lot of like memes, and I've seen a lot of people talk about the price of it. But I'm like, my thought is like, I kind of expected the price to be really expensive
because look at the hardware that's in both consoles.
Yeah, it's not
like
I'm not really like shocked that this price is going to be this much. I'm like, what you expect to be fucking $200?
Yeah, I have a feeling that both Microsoft and PS5 are going to be around the same price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think Microsoft is going to be a little bit more expensive because they have a slightly stronger hardware inside.
Yeah. Unless I feel like I don't know why, but my feeling is one or the other is going to make their price cheaper. Not by a lot, but it's going to be cheaper that might impact on the sales of which console people are going to get. And I'm leaning that Microsoft's going to do that. I don't know why.
Yeah, because like I have a chart here comparing the two systems.
Oh yeah.
So the CPU for the PS5 and the Series X, PS5 is an 8-core 3.5 gigahertz AMD Zen 2, and the Series X is a 8-core 3.8 gigahertz AMD Zen 2. So they're both pretty much the same CPU, except Xbox Series X is slightly stronger. The GPU on the PS5 is a 10.3 teraflop AMD RDNA 2, mm-hmm. and the Series X is a 12.0 teraflop such and such. And like I said, it's slightly more. And I keep thinking if PS5 is going to be close to 800 or 700, I feel like Series X might be a little bit more than that. I would be surprised, I would be surprised if the Series X is somehow cheaper, mm-hmm. because then I would think, okay, wait, something's up here.
Yeah,
there's no way that would be cheaper, but
it's
we'll see what happens.
It's like that's I will be surprised if both of the companies release the price, and if the price range is less than 700. Because I was expecting it. My thoughts is the price. I'm expecting it to be like around 600 to 700. The most I can say it could be at least close to $800. And I know people
I don't think it's gonna.
And I know a lot of people are comparing like, oh, why don't you just get a PC and all that? I'm like, yeah, I guess I know.
You could get a PC, but like if you want a good PC, well, I mean, you can get a good. You can build yourself a good PC between $100 to $1,000, and that I know that's a big range, mm-hmm. but you technically could. But if you want a decent, custom-made computer, you're going to be spending around the same amount as a PS5 and an Xbox Series X.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I think it's just ridiculous that people are going to be bringing a PC argument up. Continue it really quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
So they both have the same memory, which is a 16 gigabyte GDDR6 RAM. Both have different SSDs. PS5 is a 825 gigabyte custom, and a Series X is a 1 terabyte custom and NVMe. Both have 8K support resolution. Both are up to 120 frames per second. Backwards compatibility. PS4 is almost all PS4 games optimized PS4 Pro titles, and Xbox Series X is all Xbox One games, select Xbox 360 and original Xbox game, and they're both releasing in holiday. So Part of me is thinking that I think PS5 is going to be a bit cheaper than Xbox Series X, and I think the kicker also is that PlayStation 5 has two different versions.
Yeah, the physical version, which you can play with the disc, and the other one's the digital version, which only for
and I think that's going to make them a lot of money because the digital version, since it doesn't have a disc drive, I think it's going to make it cheaper.
Yeah, it's gonna
because
maybe I feel if the PS5 the physical version is going to be $760. If that is the price, then I feel like the digital version would be probably like $600.
Yeah,
at the least, maybe a bit higher. But it's definitely going to be lower than the physical version.
And part of me is like, if I were to choose between both, I kind of would want the disc version because I want to play. I have Blu-ray and I have 4K HD stuff that I can't use, so I can't use them yet because I don't have a player that plays them until I would get a PS5.
Yeah.
So.
And it's good. And now I don't know when do you know when the actual Xbox conference, because they were to have another one that's for their first party games.
I think it's supposed to be in July.
In July next month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Because I know that they have to, both of them have to show their prices soon. And I don't know why for me it's kind of weird that they're waiting a bit long for that. But I don't know. I feel like they should just show the price now. But who knows? Maybe they're waiting for something big or something. Who knows? But and for me, it's like, I know some people, like, I really don't care where I play the game or how powerful the game is. As I said again, I'm more of, I just want to have fun with the game. If the game's not fun, why bother? Reggie.
Yeah. Did you say Reggie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Reggie
did a quote. Okay.
Yeah, it was a quote. It was a quote by Reggie Phil Anime. He said, if the game's not fun, why bother? And I'm like, those are the funs. And for me, I'm like, I'm excited to play Spider-Man Miles Morales. That's the game that I'm like, I really want to play. I'm like, it may be a spin-off, but it's like, I want to play as Miles Morales. He has like he's like a stealth. He could be stealthy. He is invisible. He uses electricity. And I also really like the universe that they built in that game. And I just want more of it. But that's me.
Yeah. Alright, so what other games that were announced?
There was that cat game.
That looked cute. Honestly,
for a second, I'm like, who are we playing as? I'm like, are we playing as a cat?
It looked good. I was like, I want to play this.
I'm like,
there was another game there was that game Jet that looked really good. There was a lot of indie games that they showed. Not a whole lot, but they showed a good amount of them.
Jet.
And it was the one where like they took off from space. They took off from a planet, and it's kind of like a space exploration game.
Is that the one that Is that the no? Never mind. No, that's the wrong one. I'm thinking of the one where it's the lady who she cutes. It's basically live, die, repeat, but with aliens.
I think so. Oh, that one.
That's redone or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. That one just didn't catch my eye.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, it looks okay.
Ratchet and Clank caught my eye. I was like, ooh, Ratchet.
Oh yeah, that looked pretty good.
Yeah.
It looked pretty too for a platformer game.
Oh yeah. And I'm like, I think, because I know they say that the loading times are real fast on these consoles, so I feel like that's what they were trying to show with him using the Rift, and he automatically teleports to this part of the place.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounds cool. Or
yeah.
Like that.
There was oh man, there was one game that came up that looked interesting.
Which one?
Oh, I think it was Jet, but I forgot about
Is it the destruction?
I forgot about Hitman 3.
Oh yeah.
Hitman 3. I got like honestly when that was being shown, I was like, oh crap, is this 3? Is this Hitman 3? And it was. And I got really excited. That was just really good.
Isn't that? And they're saying that's the conclusion of the saga, or the
it's the last one of the trilogy.
Nice.
And I'm excited for it.
They had I guess you could consider it a spin-off of Little Big Planet because the game's called it's called Sackboy.
Yeah, Sackboy, the first game to have him back in a game since the PS3 era.
Yeah. I'm like,
so
I don't know why, but
it looks interesting. Like,
yeah. I'm just kind of shocked that they showed they were showing some platforming games. I wasn't expecting them to show any of those. Because I'm like, oh, they're probably going to try to focus more on the on like their hard graphic games. But no, they showed Sackboy. I'm like, I don't know if it's me, but Sackboy kind of looked like Yoshi. Kind of remind me of Yoshi. I don't know why. It's the way he even flutters. It was like kind of like how Yoshi is. I'm like, why does it remind me of Yoshi? Oh, go for it. I just remember something.
I remembered one game now too. Also, okay, what was yours first?
Demon Souls.
You go first. Oh yeah, Demon Souls. I'm not too familiar with it. All I know is that it's from Software.
Yeah, that was like one of the first ones they did before Dark Souls.
Yeah,
and it looks.
But
there was
great. There was one indie game that I got that actually looked really good, and I want to try it. Little Devil Inside. It's that one where there's this guy who's hunting monsters for this rich guy in some city.
I remember
that
one.
It's like it looked really good, and I was like, oh, I actually kind of want to play this. This looks really good.
Oh,
and
I forgot about that game.
I just like the camera angles too that they used in it, and it's like this is an indie game. It looks really good.
It is.
I
forgot about that game. But
let's see. I'm looking.
They had
I'm
that
looking
other
through
one
IGN.
Their Solar Ash.
Solar Ash. Oh yeah,
it's made by the
sequel to an.
Sequel.
Is it a sequel or is it a sequel to the game to that
Hyperdrift?
Like in Hyperdrift, or is it?
I think it's by the people. I don't think they said it was a sequel, but I've heard good things about that Hyper game they had. I haven't had the chance to play it, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I know I think it's on the Switch. I want to say, I could probably get it, but that's like, oh, cool. It looked really neat though. I was like, I really like the name too, Solar Ash.
There's also the game Ghostwire Tokyo. Which
it was
Bethesda game.
Yeah, 2 of the Bethesda games that they were showing a long while ago. Finally, they showed gameplay.
Yeah, two new IPs. It's not they're not sequels to anything, at least not to my knowledge.
Ghostwire looks fun though. It kind of looks fun.
Yeah, it looks like a horror game where you can fight back. So yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, and it's in first person. I wasn't expecting it to be in first person.
Yeah, there was what was the other game called?
I want to call it Looper, but that's not what it's. Looper, Quantum Loop, or something like that.
Something like that. I'm trying to look for it, but it's not popping up on the trailers.
It's that game also looks really cool. Where it's like you're dying. It's like you die and you repeat trying to like stop this game or like stop what's going on in this world that he's
and then
in.
you at the same time there's somebody else trying to stop you.
Yeah. I'm like, oh shit.
There is one game that looks interesting, but we don't know much about it because because it's not coming out until 2022, and that's that game announcement Pragmata. It's the one where it's an astronaut in the middle of city.
With that little girl.
Yeah.
And then they break out and they're actually on the moon.
Yeah.
I've been hearing it's a Kojima game, but I've also been hearing it's a Capcom game. I don't know which one it is.
It looks like a Kojima game.
It does, because the way the suit looks reminds me it's of Death Stranding.
The way the suit looks, the way how it just doesn't make any sense, it looks like
Yeah.
a Kojima game.
What's the game called again?
Pragmata. But at the same time, they also said that I think they were working on a horror game. So it also could. It may not also be. It may also not be a Kojima game.
Yeah. Trying to look.
And then the other game was.
It's because I remember seeing I don't know why I was thinking Kojima. I remember seeing something about it.
Deathloop. That was the other.
There you go, Deathloop.
But okay, so then they also announced the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon 2 Forbidden West.
Yeah, that looks fucking gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it did. I played Horizon Zero Dawn a bit. I couldn't really get into it, but I understand it's a gorgeous game, and I understand that people like it. The one thing that caught my eye with this one is that it's set in the Bay Area in San Francisco and such.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one. I never played Horizon Zero, but I was like, because I remember when Horizon came out. It came out like around the same time Breath of the Wild came out, so that was like a choose your side or whatever. I remember seeing people like that. Are you sure that game's called Pragmata?
Yeah, it's. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's spelled.
I found it. Anchoring off. Oh, it is from Capcom. Oh shit.
Oh, it's from Capcom. Okay.
Yeah, it's like another offering from Capcom. We don't know very much about Pragmata. The game's trailer shows a spaceman protecting the world and a little girl from an otherly world forces. Character walking dusty futuristic, which will be released for PS5 and Xbox Series X in 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. But
yeah. I'll be there. I'll be back. I'm getting another call from my parents.
Welcome back to the Robin Hour, where we'll talk about World War II once again. So, September 1st, 1939 was the invasion of Poland by the Germans. And the thing that made it different was that the Germans had tanks, really powerful tanks, while the Polish, they were still using horses. So that's kind of what helped push them along and helped Germany take over Poland a lot easier. Of course, with Germany invading Poland, England and France said, "No, you don't. You can't. We're declaring war on you." And so France and Britain declared war on Germany, and then thus, after Poland was captured by both the Russians and the Germans decided, okay, now we're going to take France, and then they invaded France and took France.
I'm back.
And then the British also sent soldiers to France to fight the Germans.
I said I'm back.
Anyway,
enough history lesson. Back to the Horizon in San Francisco kind of gal. But
I don't know I don't know what else we can talk about, because like we're given so much little information of these games.
But we also got the final. Excuse me, I mean bread. The final thing what they showed was the console itself,
which I'm glad they did it, because if they didn't do it, a lot of people would have been really pissed off.
Yeah. And I like it. It looks weird, but looks neat.
I like the design of it. I think it looks good.
I remember seeing someone on Twitter who tweeted saying, "I like how my router now has this collar popped out."
It's like a lot of people are gonna like. A lot of people are making fun of this, like they made fun of the Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's gonna have
It's gonna have this traction of people saying it looks like that.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
But
I think it looks decent. I just want to see if they have them in different colors. I want to see that.
I think they are going to release a all black one, and then they're releasing a Spider-Man edition.
I bet.
So
that'd be cool.
I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm. And I know, and I know we're gonna get more information later on when it gets even closer. Mm-hmm. But overall, this conference, I said I enjoyed it. It was a very solid one.
We just gotta wait for Microsoft's.
Yeah.
And see them show more gameplay. Hopefully, at the Microsoft one, we can see Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
Because I want to know what the hell that game's about.
And but that's my thoughts of it. I'm pretty excited for the games that they showed. For some of them, I like how they showed some indie games there for indie reps. It wasn't the best. I don't think it was like the greatest thing, but I was glad they showed off what they needed to show off. And I just want to see. Yeah. I want to see more of what they have for it. And that's most of the jits, guys. But we do have the our final segment that we have here that I want to continue doing, which is the Untitled segment idea.
Yes.
And I know Robin.
Let's
start.
I already started. Last time, you go first.
Yeah. What have I recently watched or seen? Let me look at my catalog. What did I play? Try to see what I saw recently. What was I playing? What the hell will I? What the hell did I see? Oh my god. What the heck? I could have sworn. I remember. I've been recently replaying My Friend Pedro. Or replaying that game. That's an indie game that came out a while ago, and it came out last.
Is it good?
I fucking love it.
I've been tempted to wanting to get it and play it, but
I bought it because I remember hearing about it. It's like it's just it seems like it's a bit clunky when you do it, but it's satisfying when you do a lot of these crazy stunts with it. It's a fucking fun game, and it's by Devolver Digital, so the humor in it and the way they act is pretty hilarious. It's just a fun game to play through. I recommend it.
Watching fucking Devolver game conferences.
Oh, their conferences are fucking hilarious. It's like, holy...
They're hilarious, but they're so fucking weird. It's just I get so uncomfortable watching them. At least whenever I watch the actual conferences from Sony and Microsoft, and they do a lot of cringy shit, at least I laugh at it. But I don't know. It just weirds me out when the host gets covered in fucking blood and is laughing, and it's no, stop. It's like a nightmare I'm in.
No, I like how they get the stock videos of the people laughing and they're clapping when shit like that happens.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious. What about you, Robin? What have you recently played or listened to or watched?
Well, I watched because I played Halo, the Master Chief Collection on PC. I've been playing on and off. I finished Halo Reach, and I'm working on Halo 1, and I tried a mission in Halo 2 to see if it'll work. And it works. So, but that's what I've been playing. I'm playing a lot of Call of Duty, as well as MLB The Show 20, which... in that game, MLB The Show, I made up a character named Robert Jackson, who's a third baseman. And throughout his career, he's been getting a lot of home runs. And it's the 2037 season, and he's on his last... He started with the Chicago Cubs, and now he's on his retirement year. And he's playing with the Cubs one last time. And the year before that, he played for the San Francisco Giants, and they won the World Series. At the same time, he beat the all-time home run record, and now he has, because the home run record is 762 home runs, and he's now at 795. Wow. So, yeah.
And you made that character in the game?
Yeah, like throughout the course of the years, you progress him and you make him back, and he's a 99 overall player, and he's, let's see, how old would he be? Because he's 18. So.
Robin, where'd you go?
Hold on, I'm trying to. So he's. Oh God, how old would he be? Okay, he's 20. God damn! Hang on, I'm trying to do the math in my head of how old he'll be. I think
how
he
old
would be
you make it?
I think he would be 36 in the play. So he's 36 years old, and he's getting close to retire. I think.
Retirement.
Yeah, he should be 36. So okay, but yeah, no, he had a long career. He's gonna end it with the Cubs.
Nice. Interesting.
So,
yeah.
But I'm also planning on watching The King of Staten Island tonight.
Ooh.
And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, there was a lot of shit I've been doing, so
yeah, same. I've been very tempted to rewatch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I've been always. I know. I saw like the DVDs and Blu-rays in Walmart, and I'm like, I'm so tempted to watch it again. I don't know why.
It's so good.
Yeah. I guess I'm like, I want to rewatch it to get that feeling. Like, oh, I want to remember how I remember it. So maybe I'll watch that tonight after I finish editing the videos. But the good news is about this following week. Good news for the people. Maybe bad news, not really that bad news for me. The only thing I have to do, because this whole week I'm working the morning shifts. So like example, tomorrow I go in at 6 in the morning and I get out at 3 in the afternoon. So, okay. And then so that's what my schedule is going to be for a while. So I'll be able to get out early and I can come in and get those videos edited and put them out sooner and later with the audience. The only thing for me is I have to wake up at 4 in the morning. 4 or 4:30 in the morning, just a shower and get ready. And I don't want to do that, but it's my schedule. That's what they got me for.
At least, at least you'll have time to have some, time to yourself during the day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm looking forward to. But,
At least it's not like working as the orientation. You have to wake up at 5 in the morning to be there at 6, and then you don't leave until like you leave for a quick break between 5 and 7, and you have to be back at 7, and then you're there until 11 p.m. maybe mid.
Shit.
So yeah.
Why so late at night?
Because we have to give entertainment to the incoming freshmen.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, look what you can do on campus, and look at all these organizations and all this other stuff. and then the next day we wake up at we have to be there at 8. So luckily, so I have to get up at 7, and then I get up at 6 so I can get there a little bit earlier because that's how I am.
Yeah.
Because we and then we have to work on that's the day where the students have registration. I remember there were my last year doing that. There were a couple of nights I actually had to. Some of the orientation leaders actually had to sleep some nights at the dorms.
Oh shit.
So, yeah, because we had to wake up. We had to wake up and we had to keep an eye out to make sure that the students aren't being rowdy, and we had to make sure that like when we go to sleep, we have to make sure we wake up. To wake up everybody else. So we would get up around 5:30 a.m. We'd start pounding on the doors. Like, all right, time to wake up at 6 a.m. Like, we gotta go. So
that's
so. What's fun about that is that there was a point where, as a joke, I kind of pretend I make myself like as a secret police kind of person. And I'm just like, it's time to go, Rouse. It's just like, oh god.
But there was only one shift that I had that was like from 10 in the morning till 8 at night. So it was like a 10-hour shift, and I'm like, oof, that was a long day. But no, I think that we're close to the end of the stream. Any last words, Robin, before we put you back into space with the space people?
Space people?
Yeah.
Well, I finished building my International Space Station.
Oh yeah.
So that's my last word.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Everybody give him a big round of applause.
All right, well, but yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at RobinDeerT1000.
RobinDeerT1000 right over there, where my finger's pointing. And my last words before I head into space is, if you weren't able to catch this stream, this will be uploaded on YouTube hopefully by tomorrow and sent to you guys. The videos, I am crossing my fingers. I am working on it. I am still going to work on it after the stream to get them out to you guys as soon as possible. I know I've been saying, oh, next week and the following week and this week. I know, but I swear I'm real close to completion with them to get them out to you guys. And I hope you guys will enjoy them. And I also hope you guys enjoyed this stream. You guys have a safe day. I love you all. Goodbye.
Bye. See ya.
Goodbye. See you later, people from the stream. Goodbye.